Hello, and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Jameelah, and I'm a master manifester, and I'm sure you are too, because you're watching content like this. The name of this channel is Holistic Manifesting, because I believe in a whole body, whole mind, whole being experience when it comes to creating the lives that we choose, right? What I'm talking about today is 5 signs that we are emotionally mature. Because I think sometimes we run into situations to where we may have these little dips in our consciousness. We have these dips in our movements. And then we start maybe to pile on with ourselves and wonder, am I as emotionally intelligent as I believe I am? Am I, the problem, or am I a solution, at some point? So 5 signs, and this will give you a little insight on the way you possibly handle things, right? You understand that both light and dark can exist in the same space, right? I always know something is off for people a little bit emotionally immature to some extent when you ask them to talk about something like their childhood, or you say talk about a parent, or you say talk about your job, or whatever that is. And they can't seem to allow the dark and the light to live in the same space. Either one parent was all bad and one was all good, or either the whole entire childhood was crappy, or either the whole entire childhood was perfect. It's like they have a hard time reconciling the fact that something can exist and not be in perfection and still be beautiful and functional and still be used as a catalyst to take us to the next level, right? Or to take us throughout our life as an experience to solidify our ability to navigate the world, right? Those things exist. So just keep that in mind. Pay attention to people who are either it's all good or it's all bad, especially when it comes to friendships or connections or whatever. Either it's all bad experience or either it's an all perfect experience, but they have a really hard time being in the in-between space. And that's the logical space. That's the most rational space. That's the space where everything happens, right? Everything is full of a little darkness and a little light. That's just the fact of the matter. When people talk about countries and which ones you want to go move to and become an expat, I'm like, just know there is no perfect solution from going from one place to the next, right? And that's not to say not to go, but have a realistic expectation that there will be darkness and there will be light, right? There's always going to be that case. Even in new connections, new friendships, new relationships, they have to coexist, right? Number 2 is you don't try to receive from others what can only be supplied by the Creator. That's a huge one, because you may find yourself in a position where someone is expecting you to fulfill those needs, and you're just like, hey man, that's for you and a Creator. That's for your spiritual walk, And so you understand this. You understand that there's not a space that you need to be in where you're just demanding someone give you something that only the Most High can give you, only the Creator can give you, has already given you, like peace or prosperity or abundance or security or any of those things. You understand that people and individuals are not the beginning and the end of whether or not you receive these things. That if you really want to experience these things, there's a much higher power you have to tap into, right? You're always in trouble when somebody sees you as their abundance, or you're in trouble when somebody sees you as their self-esteem or their validation for being a great person, or whatever it is. Some things come from within. It comes from your relationship to the Creator, and there's no other place on earth that's going to give it to you as consistently and as powerful and as wholesome as that relationship you have there with the Creator. Number 3 is you understand that the most important relationship we have is with ourselves, right? So that's another one, emotional maturity. It's like you understand that you see the world how you are. And because we know that we see the world as we are, we know that what we are receiving from other people, or the reactions that we're getting from them, or the feedback that we're getting from them, it's based on our programming, right? Because we are the stars in our own show. So based on our programming, we'll get back all of these things from the world and call them negative, and then make us feel bad about ourselves, and we start feeling negative towards ourselves, when really our primary goal should be to have a good relationship with us first before anybody else's words or ideas or attitudes have an ability to seep in, right? Because there's some things you need to know about yourself before you go interacting with the world, so that way you won't sit around questioning, did I, will I, won't I, did I say too much, did I? When you have a really good relationship with yourself, You don't throw yourself under the bus. You don't treat yourself unkindly. You don't allow yourself to be manipulated or confused. You don't allow yourself to be bamboozled by others, or you don't allow yourself to be bulldozed over by others. You understand that at the end of the day, you have to love yourself. You have to love your relationship with you. You have to enjoy that relationship, because if you don't have that together, then everybody else will come around and they'll have a say so. They can drag you from here, there, and everywhere, because you're first not solidly planted in creating a positive relationship with yourself. And that goes to positive self-talk. That goes to positive self-belief. Anything you need to do in order to make that relationship with yourself more solidified, then you know that you are able to show up as the best version of yourself into the world and connecting with other people, right? Number 4, other people's feelings about us does not equal reality. This piggybacks on the one before this. You understand that so someone can think you're the worst person in the world. Someone can think you're awful. Someone can think you're evil. Someone can think you blah, 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 blah. There's a whole million things that people can come up with that they don't think that you are, that they think you are, that are not flattering and all that good stuff, right? But what are you telling yourself? What are you allowing into your space? And do you understand that just because they said it, that doesn't mean that's reality, right? I've had people say so many things over the years or different times, or shared information with me that I didn't ask for. It's always the fun ones. And they're like, you know who you are? You know what you do? You know what you... Man, I've heard those type of... Whenever somebody about to come at me when they're like, you know what? No, I don't know. Please inform me. Right? That I really used to get bogged down with it. I used to think like, oh, they said it. It must be true. It must be this. I must be this person. I must not deserve this, or whatever it is. But then I realized that just because someone else decided that your value wasn't this, or that your attitude wasn't this, or that you wouldn't be a good fit for this position, or whatever it is, or you're not a good friend, whatever that is, what they think is not your reality, right? Because you can take whatever you want from a connection. You can be whatever you want to be. You can approach it however you want to approach it. Their words do not make reality. A lot of people think just because they say something or just because they believe something, that means you shouldn't get blessed, you're no good, you're whack, blah, blah, blah. And they think that it actually means something. I'm sorry. The Most High doesn't come through everyday folks, including myself, to decide whether someone should be blessed or someone should be raised or someone gets some type of gratitude breakthroughs in their lives, right? So we have to remember that other people's conversations or what they have to say about us does not equal reality. Number 5 is, it's never your responsibility to shrink. You understand this so that others feel more comfortable. It's an unfortunate situation that you might find yourself in, to where you're around people and for whatever reason, who you are really bothers them, like who you just are as a person, right? It just really grinds them to their core. It could be they're working on something that they never finished, or some insecurity that they have, whatever it is. It's not your business, right? Unless they bring it to you and they want to get, help with solving it. But you understand that it's never your responsibility to dim your light so that others can feel bigger, right? You already know that when people get into those conversations about you not being so much, it's never going to work out. It's never going to be a good connection, because emotional maturity says you have to understand that we can all shine brightly. Me dimming my light is not going to make you brighter, right? Me getting sick does not make you healthy. Me being broke does not make you wealthy, right? So you understand that it's not your responsibility. And this one's a quick bonus, right? You understand that the main goal or outcome of being in a relationship with others is to show you where you need to grow. You don't go in a relationship with others to tell them that they're not this or they're not worth it. You know that it's specifically set up to show you the places where you need to grow. Have a wonderful